Hey guys, today we take the Supra to the dyno again to see what it can make with a 9274 Borg Warner 72mm I've been talking about so much. I had to wait like 2.5 weeks for a dyno time because of holidays and whatnot. We're dropping the car off. They're gonna do the dyno and then I'll pick it up the following night. I mean, it would be ideal if I just stayed there with it, but we gotta work on the practice car and I gotta get back to the shop and I can't like give a whole day to it, unfortunately. But I think we're gonna crack 1,000 horsepower this time pretty easy, so fingers crossed. Let's hope for like 1,034 or 1,000, something like that. What do you guys think it'll make? We'll find out soon. It's Patrick. We just got it all lined up on the dyno. Patrick will strap it down, then he will be the one doing all the dyno pulls, but I don't get to watch it. We just have to imagine what it sounds like on this one, and then I'll let you guys know the numbers. It's gonna sound just the same, just a little more horsepower. Wish him luck, guys. Joe's climbing on shelves. But check this blue out. Let's put this on together. So blue, MB powder coating. It almost matched the vinyl. That's crazy. Woo! That's gonna be my new favorite blue color. Wow. So, blue for the turbo and black for the other parts. This is the intake manifold. We did satin black. Satin black usually looks good on everything, so why not do it, right? And then valve cover, satin black, a couple other things. So I'm gonna get started on that right away. So last night we did some hoses, a new reservoir, did some more hoses back there, finished the clutch master, couple things up here, got this pulley and the belt on. It's not tight yet, got this one on and tightened it. Still need to do a turbo drain, a couple other stuff in there, and then lots of fab work and lots of electrical work and possibly a couple brackets and some other things to hold other components down. But for the most part, we are on the home stretch of the last 2 weeks. Oh, we gotta mount the body panels too and maybe do some vinyl work, paint that back window, the trim around it. We got this back window to make. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff, but we'll make it happen. My new way of doing things on 2JZ valve covers. You guys are gonna like this. I yank out the brass pieces. Why? Because this is a race car, doesn't need it. Technically, if you have enough crank breathing happening on your street car, they don't need those either. Let me show you why. Right now, this is equivalent to about a -6. In between like a 6 and an 8, it's metric. This one is like a -8, a little bigger actually, and then this is like a -6. It's just breathing like between the two, and then this goes back into your intake manifold. Yeah, that's nice and all, but like on a race car, you don't need that. And if you're running a bunch more boost, you don't really want the air routed back in. So if your crank breather is gonna spit like hot used air that's already been in the top of your motor mixed with moisture back in here, and then push it back through your intercooler. So I've been blocking these off just this season actually. Before that I would let them breathe between each other, but then these two go to the crank breather, but I never was routing it back into the intake manifold or back in here. So my new thing is I just block them off, but I do it like super clean. Let me show you how. And then these, the new pieces from RADGEN, are like perfect. A couple of you guys have already bought them from our website, but go on the website, grab your own set if you guys have a 2J or a Supra or a car with 2J, obviously. This press fits into here. Secondly, once you yank these out, I have to drill this size up a little bit, and I tap it to -4 AN, but then I put a countersunk in that so I can use a -4 ORB plug, and then look at how clean that comes out. I just never thought about doing this before, I don't know why, but now I do, and it's just fully closed off. So if you want your whole system's closer to stock, you don't want to do this, but if it's a car you're taking to the track, then yeah, you want to do it. Okay, I gotta go, guys. Got a phone call. Got those installed on both sides. I was gonna wait to show you guys how to install these, so I'll do that with you guys. So then you can buy these on radpartstore.com. XRP fittings, you kind of would have to let us know because we don't just have all the, they have so many part numbers. But check this out, the idle air control valve block off plates installed, and then the throttle cable bracket holders installed. We got to put some air temp and map sensor into this guy, and then we got to block that hole. Oh, meantime, I would have filmed this, but we had Formula Drift come through to film a little segment for their YouTube channel, and AEM intakes come through. So during all that time, Joe threw the motor very gently into this car. Look at how beautiful that looks. Vicha helped him. Look at this though. Red on red, this is coming together so well. We put the OS Geiken triple plate clutch in there with his V160, fresh pilot bearing, new ARP hardware to hold that flywheel on. Unfortunately didn't get video. You guys have seen me install a clutch before. The guys install a clutch, you get the idea. But this car is like next level. So he has a Hypertune intake manifold with red anodized rail and runners, so that we're gonna put on. But first we got a couple things like wiring and stuff to get in there and build some hoses, mount his oil cooler, so on and so forth. So he's got a lot of work left to do before we put the intake and exhaust manifold on. But for the most part, the long block's all ready to go. This looks cool. Look at that. Juan knows how to pick the right reds everywhere. So then also, this battery is like an outdated version, so they didn't have these hold down trays from Odyssey for these. So we are going to take this PC 1500 hold down tray, and then Juan got a new PC 1500 battery. So over here, he's got the new PC 1500. We're gonna mount that in the back of his car, really clean, because like this Supra he's doing, every little detail everywhere is gonna be clean and good. Trying to make it happen for him like that. I'm putting the new rubber gasket on these covers. After that, we'll press in these guys. I just went through and like ran the tap back through to clean up the threads after powder coat on here, and I got the bracket back on. I got a 3/8 MPT plug, 8th plug, 890 to this one, so that can kind of be low profile. That's my AIT. And then double check this guy here works good. All the threads are good. I put this built-in internal blow-off valve back in, plug that tap, and then I'm still waiting on a 90 fitting and straight fittings that are like the push-on barb, so I can run the HPS silicone vacuum hose in here to and from each side of the manifold and to the boost controller. Joe's gonna mount the boost controller tonight, and hopefully if he can knock out the crank breather tank tonight, and then I'm gonna be working around other areas, and same with Vicha, working around other areas, because lots of little things we gotta do. Starting to stretch out. Okay, we took the firewall out. Needs to be powder coated black. You guys already knew this, but what I wanted to show you guys is these little rubber seals. I just hit these bolts, all the bolts off the old ones of the wire wheel, and then I'm putting fresh Toyota rubber seals on here. Gets its chance to be new again. Cool thing was, underneath the valve covers, the motor looks really fresh and clean, so I was like really blown away at how clean it looked for a used JDM motor. Doesn't really make sense. Here, you guys need to see this. That's really clean. Usually, I don't know, it's like this motor has like 5,000 miles on it or something. It's really crazy. Not complaining, I'm excited. Everything is taking longer than expected. We got turbo drain all tight and the turbo's on. I still need to make that bottom line, but it's like we keep having to take things on and off to get it just right, so delayed. Okay guys, some cool fans sent me some stuff and I want to show you guys. So Renee's gonna hold the camera. Kevin Ralph, you know who you are. He sent me a card. Thank you for the card and the kind words and the inspiration that I guess I give him inspiration. Whoa! Renee's alarm, she's just waking up. But he sent me $2 bills for good luck. Thank you, Kevin. I'll put them in areas that you can see, and then you can be like, that's the good luck $2 bill that I gave Dan. Secondly, I think I know what this is, but I haven't opened it yet. Pretty sure it's a mini TJ. Crate motor in a box. Be careful with this, right? Hold on.
Nikki's here today. What's up, Nikki?
Oh my gosh. This is like a little tiny wooden crate. This is gonna be fun. I'm excited for this.
Whoa.
Jeez, so much detail. Replica Motorsports 2JZ for Dan Burkett. Oh my gosh, this guy went way beyond the limit on this one. Okay guys, so if you want a Lego 2J, or maybe he probably does all kinds of motors, but look, he made it the color that we use, blue. He got all the belts right and everything. Intake manifold, single turbo. This is so crazy.
Wait, it's actually out of Legos.
Yes. And
oh my gosh,
wait,
let it focus.
This is crazy how much detail, and it's just Legos. And then he packs it safely in a wooden crate.
That is so...
That's so cool. Thank you, dude. So, pretty sure it's Radical Motorsports, so go check it out. We'll tag him right here. Ding! Okay, thank you, buddy. I'm gonna save this. We'll put it on display with our other cool memorabilia stuff out here in the children's toy box. If you're a big child, you have a toy box like this. So I'm gonna put it somewhere in here, but oh my god, that's cool. Thank you, man. There it is. Okay, so you guys ready for the numbers? It did not make 1,000 horsepower. It made 990, 998. It made over 1,000 a little bit, but it spins on the dyno, so we don't know exactly. Consistently though, it was making like 990 pulls over and over. But we set my boost setting 5, like a little safer. We took it back to 965 is my highest setting, and then it tapers down to my lowest setting. I think is like 820. I think is what it was, or 820 and change, like 23. So there we go. He's back. Went to Drift Motion and FSR, picked up my car. Aaron hooked it up with some of these. These are shock tops for a Mark IV Supra. So if you guys are thinking about dressing up your engine bay on your Supra, you're gonna need these. Billet shock tops, driftmotion.com. This setup is from Aaron at Drift Motion. This as well is from Drift Motion, so don't forget to dress up your 2J with some billet stuff from Drift Motion. We're gonna get back to work. The guys that were building stuff when I'm gone. Renee was here. Let's see what they were building. All kinds of stuff. Oh, tapping the rear metal hatch so that we can just go right into. Here's the rear window. Drilled it out, tapped it, made some new rear windows out of Lexan. Similar to the Pro car, probably a little bit cleaner done because Joe's really like slow and steady, you know? So, let's see, I'm gonna put these on, the rear bumper. We got a nut zert a bunch of times in the chassis here, and then try and see if we can plan out the edge of the wiring, and then Beach is gonna start laying out P-clamps to have the rear harness lay inside here. And then we have another section of rear harness that's gonna be taillights, FD brake light up here. We need to do some anti-rub protection right there because that could wear out, and right there. So we might put a piece of HPS silicone hose wrapped over this here and there for chafing. Lots to do. We'll get, whoa, just stepped on that. What are you doing, Renee? Hi, Renee.
Hi.
You guys missed all the good stuff. We just talked about how we're gonna bend this in like 70 areas. And I kind of get what Joe's saying, but let's just see how it comes out.
It'll be pretty good, I think.
It's gonna be cool.
I'm just gonna wing it.
Yeah, you don't have to think. You know it'll be good.
It'll be organic.
Yeah, those are the best. Just wait, guys. Just wait.
This front panel, it'll be flat from right here, like where this kicks up from that corner. It'll be flat across the bottom over until like right about here, and then it'll kick up to meet with the bottom of that 45 angle.
There's gonna be so many things to look at. But then, hey, the filter, did you even test it ever yet?
No, I just made this as low as it, I mean...
Let's test it really quick.
And then I figured, worst case scenario, we'll have to, I don't know.
If it goes above, I think it's fine. We just have to get a piece of tubing that's the right size for that. Yeah, it's fine. It would stick above this by like that much. And then the fittings are going straight out?
Yeah, they'll just be like here and here, and then I'll have the baffled part of it be like this at an angle right there.
But still have like 2 or 3 of those mesh things inside it shoved into?
Exactly. Well, this will be a tiny bit smaller.
But then like this fitting, before you even put a union on it, it's...
Well, it can be like, the 2 fittings could be like here and here or something like that.
Yeah, that would be better probably.
Then they'll be right up against
What
the
if you
firewall.
like staggered them height-wise so it like played like a game with these too?
Yeah, so it's just parallel with this plane right here.
Something like that, but like see how this is like a weird angle, that's a weird angle that doesn't quite like make sense with itself, and then this one, it'll make this whole area look really cool.
Yeah.
But then that means you have to make that area like however low that goes, you have to connect in with like your little like trap thing that you build that holds the mesh inside there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the little interior box piece.
Yeah, that's gonna be the fun part.
Okay, I'll look for the tubing for this. We didn't go home last night. We still haven't slept. Just joking. We did. But we stayed till 11. I forgot to show you guys this. Look at what Joe came up with. Tell him, Joe. He likes telling about what he's building.
So basically this is just a crank breather, and the hot oily air from the crankcase is gonna go in here, and it kind of gets like deflected that way and forced to go through these holes where some of the oil vapors will condense on the metal, and then it'll also condense in all this steel wool.
Steel wool or something
And,
like that.
Yeah, it'll condense on that and kind of like drip down the bottom of this crank breather box, and then the cleaner air will come out of the little cannon filter we got up here, and then the rest of it will drain to the bottom here where there's going to be a petcock that'll allow it to drain out of the wheel well.
Yeah, petcock.
Should be good.
So he's gonna weld a plate over this if like you're like, wait a minute, if it's not making sense. So this will be blocked off, and like some oil gets in there, but then it drips back in there, and then all that like alcohol watery crap that you drain out is in here. Yeah, we'll show you when we're done. And then yeah, you won't be able to see in there, so that's the only seeing in there for now. Yeah Supra. Okay, we stayed late working on stuff last night. Took a bunch of things off that are at powder coat again, like a bracket that held that guy, that's why it's sagging. Brackets over there, crank breather. I was doing wiring late last night. See how I like made that connector? Then we go up here, so we have our brake light. This brake light up here goes inside the hatch. And we have this extra wire here that comes out for the FD style brake light, the little strip across the back of the roof. And then I I'm waiting on some pins and stuff, but getting the fuel pumps, the level sending is those 3 little wires there. Fuel level. That ground block, I need to mount it, not right there, but a couple inches over. And then finish the rest of the back of this harness, and I'm gonna go inside the cab and start going on that. If you guys have ever wired, it's very time consuming, especially when you're making it all proper like this. It just takes a lot of time. You imagine it happening in like 4 hours, and then in reality it'll take like 10 days, it seems like. You're like, oh my god. Here's Joe.
Hi everybody.
He's making a list of cool things we could do to Juan's car, the parts we need, and then checking it twice and send it to Santa. No. The intake manifold's on. Joe's gonna make a throttle bracket like we did on Rory's car, the ones that I made on my car a couple times. Whoa, someone's yelling. Oh, it's just Renee. What happened? Tried to hit a Supra?
No, No, I tried to hit the Honda.
Honda, stupid Honda.
Oh, it's a Honda. Well, it's just a Honda. Cheers, Chug. Let's...
Okay, Joe.
Hey, there's a truck driver. He's got long hair. Maybe he has a mullet under that.
They can't hit the Z3.
Hey, but this truck driver has a dog co-pilot. Go say hi to it.
Let's go meet. Look, does he have a mullet? Oh, let's. No running, but let's run. Oh, woo! Hey, man, don't hit cars. You got a dog as a co-pilot? No. Can we meet the dog? Whoa, whoa, whoa. We gotta move some stuff. It's got some wise fab. But guess what? Super safe. That whole truck turning around in a cul-de-sac happens like 5 times every day, and it's always like mind-blowing that a big 53-foot trailer will be able to jackknife and turn around inside of that small cul-de-sac. Anyways, I forgot what I was talking about, guys, but we're working on Juan's car a lot, and then we're working on Brian's car a lot. So Brian, he's got the 128 Pro EFI, so we have to pin each pin in the ECU that's desired that we need. This, most of them, we're basically populating all those plugs with wiring, bringing them out through the harness. The reason we have to do this is because this was for a right-hand drive aristo, and the ECU would sit in this general area, which I had probably mentioned to you guys briefly before on another video, but now it's happening and you can see what's going on. So we run all these wires out. Some of these wires, we're just gonna like extend the stock harness. Some of them are different than before. Like, for example, when we put fuel pressure sensor in there was no 3-pin sensor on the old Toyota stuff, and map sensor is not going to be the same, so we got to update a couple, like a wire, one extra wire, or you know, sometimes 3 extra wires. And then on these new coil pack harness wiring, this was a VVTI, so it had the other coil packs. We're putting non-VVTI in there so we can do a little bit more horsepower. And then some of the cool things that you don't have to do, you just extend wires, is like stock boost solenoid. You can just go to the aftermarket boost solenoid, so we do that. We just extend the stock wiring. Trying to do as minimal, like extra added things as we can, but it's very time consuming because it's all the little details of wiring. But we're maybe halfway there on this one for the wiring, and then we still got some other little things, as you can see, but just plugging away. Yeah, that was a close call. Drifting, it's crazy. Amateur drifting and semi-truck. That's actually a professional driver. He's got a CDL. Okay, back here. See you guys later. Okay, so thank you to Drift Rats. You guys are really cool for sending this over. Inside of here, whoa, is there a note? Thank you guys. Let me open this up and show you guys what it is. Renee's super excited, guys.
Oh my god.
This is so cool. Whoever does the design there has got like the right idea in mind.
When is your movie coming out?
I guess that is a movie, huh?
It's Stranger Things. I love it.
Whoa. This is really creative, because look,
Donated to
2017 setup, 2018 setup. I don't know who this is, but he looks okay. That's this year's suit. Then last year's car again. That picture's last year. I don't know, it's like a mix of both.
Drift Rat?
Yeah, we got Drift Rats. Go over there to Drift Rats and check it out, because I'm pretty sure they can make you one of these. And you're gonna want one, because this is really creative. Where are we putting it, Renee?
Above our bed. Just kidding.
Shut up. No. This is so cool. And it's blue. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.